What's going on, guys? Radio Graffiti here, and today we're back talking about John Campea and his bad takes. This one's gonna be a mostly DCU edition. This all comes from his video he did yesterday. James Gunn debunks rumors DC projects were on hold over a possible Paramount merger. And John Campea has some very interesting takes. Let's see what he has to say.
I think James Gunn and probably everybody over there understands, okay, look, you can get a Clayface wrong. And if you get a Clayface wrong, it's a bump. It's unfortunate. It'll sting, but it's Clayface and everybody will move on and forget. I think there's even room for getting Supergirl wrong, which they did. Because it's Supergirl. It's a B-level derivative character. I mean, it would have been great if it had turned out as well as I was hoping it would have turned out, but it didn't. That's whatever.
Do you see how he tries to sweep Clayface and Supergirl under the rug? Clayface hasn't even released yet, and he's already trying to make excuses for it. Oh, well, it's Clayface, so who cares? Oh, it's just Supergirl, so it doesn't matter if it flops or not. They're B-list characters, or C-list, D-list. Studios don't make movies for fun. They don't make it for the fuck of it. They don't make them just to make them. They want them all to be successful. They want audiences to love their movies. They want all their movies to be successful. You think studios would make movies if they knew it was going to bomb at the box office? More than likely not. So yeah, DC cares. Warner Brothers cares. The fans care. Because when you release bullshit like Supergirl, you're getting the audience comfortable again with skipping DC movies. Isn't that the whole point of the DCU? Is to fix what the DCEU did to DC? Why aren't you bringing that up, John? The whole point of the DC universe was to fix the reputation of the DCEU. But what's the point if they're just going to keep releasing dog shit movies that bomb at the box office? We're just stuck back in the DCEU days, aren't we?
You can't mess up Superman, and thank God they didn't. And you can't mess up Batman. You can't mess up Batman. You cannot deliver a mediocre Batman. Especially, look, under the best of circumstances, you cannot deliver a mediocre Batman, especially if it's your first Batman movie. But you especially cannot put out a mediocre Batman if you're coming off of a failed Supergirl movie.
You can't mess up Superman? Thank God they didn't? That's debatable. Superman was mediocre. Sure, it got the spirit of the character right, I guess. But he gets his ass whooped all throughout the film. Overall, the film is just very mediocre. I wouldn't say it's fantastic or anything. And 100% of the DCU is going to fuck up Batman. Just the thought of a James Gunn Batman should send shivers down your spine. That sounds like an absolute nightmare. How do I know that? Just look who they got attached to the DCU Batman movie. Andy Muschietti, and a writer from The Flash. Andy Muschietti was the director of The Flash in 2023. That is one of DC's biggest bombs ever. That shit was a disaster for DC. Why would you ever bring back somebody attached to one of the biggest bombs ever for your Batman movie? That is a stupid ass decision.
You can't do it. You can't. You put out a Batman, whatever it's going to be called, movie in like 2028 while the memory of Supergirl is still in everybody's mind. And if that movie turns out...
While the memory of Supergirl... Who's going to remember Supergirl in 2028? Weren't you just talking about earlier how, everyone's going to forget Supergirl and Clayface if DC fails at them? Weren't you literally just making that point, that audiences will just forget about it? And now you're saying it'll be in their memory in 2028. No, Man of Tomorrow will be in their head by 2028. Because that will be the latest installment in the DCU. Is it not? Unless I'm missing some stupid-ass TV show James Gunn greenlit. Man of Tomorrow will be what we have to worry about, not Supergirl. Weren't you just saying how nobody's going to remember it?
Out flat. I'm not going to say you're dead in the water. It's recoverable, but you're on life support. You're on life support.
It's absolutely not recoverable to make a shitty Batman movie. Or even a mediocre one. It is not recoverable. If DC can't even get a Batman movie right, what can they get right? That is their main man right there. That is the number one character you cannot fuck up in your DC universe, is a Batman movie. So yeah, you are dead in the water. Who's gonna give a shit about DC anymore? You're gonna be just as damaged as the DCEU. Remember how John Campea is always saying how the DCEU damaged the DC brand? Well, the DCU is doing the same thing. They're not doing them any favors. He's trying to already stick up for a mediocre, possibly mediocre, DCU Batman movie. Like, no, you're dead in the water if you fuck up Batman. Nobody's gonna care anymore after that. You're cooked. Your entire universe is dead. What more is there to look forward to at that point?
So I don't know. I mean, again, I never bought the idea that anything was on hold because clearly a lot of things are in development. They've got a lot of things moving. They just announced stuff about the Grodd thing, which, by the way, has kind of won me over. The description of the what was it called? What was it called? The People versus
People
Gorilla
versus
Grodd? Versus Grodd. I was very skeptical about it, but when they made the official announcement about it with the title and what the actual story was going to be, it's kind of won me over. So I'll give the benefit of the doubt for.
Only John Campea can be dumb enough to say he's actually looking forward to a Jimmy Olsen show. He unironically is looking forward to it. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. No, it's a stupid idea. Stop trying to make excuses for James Gunn. Stop trying to give James Gunn the benefit of the doubt. He's released nothing but mediocrity in the entire DCU. There's no reason to give him the benefit of the doubt. He hasn't made a good movie since Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which is over at Marvel. And making a Jimmy Olsen show, I don't care how good it is or how bad it is, it's a stupid idea regardless. Why is that your priority in your beginning of DC Universe? Makes no sense.
Obviously, there's a Batman movie being made right now. And I can't wait to see it. You know, and I just think that when it comes to the DC universe, we just have to let them cook. We'll wait and see what's happening.
We've been letting the DCU cook, Rob, and they've been burning the kitchen down. How much longer are we supposed to give them to cook? Nobody has to be patient and wait for you to cook in your DC universe. They've had 2 movies and 2 TV shows. Their 3rd TV show is currently running right now. How much longer do they need to cook?
You know, the thing about Andy Muschietti is I'm with you. Flash, I don't care what anybody says. Like, Flash I thought was a very enjoyable movie. I had a really good time with it. And there's I see some people in the live chat, but the majority of people didn't like it. Actually, the audience rating is 81%.
Yeah. Majority of people didn't go see it. Those who did see it liked it.
Yeah, the majority of people didn't go to see it, but the people who saw it liked it. 4-1 people liked it.
Yep.
And that doesn't mean if you didn't like it that you're supposed to like it. Not at all. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. Nothing wrong with that. But I thought Muschietti did a really good job with that. And then he does Welcome to Derry.
Have we really gotten to the point now where people are trying to defend The Flash and pretend it's a good movie? Like, I don't hate The Flash movie as much as everybody else, but to sit here and defend it and say it's a good decision for Andy Muschietti, the director of The Flash, to come back for Batman is absolutely insane. People absolutely did not like that Flash movie. It's mixed, at best. I'd be stupid to deny that. Nobody fucking likes that movie. Anytime it's ever brought up nowadays, everybody says it's dog shit, and it was getting clowned before it even released. You know, John, why do you always sit here and say if a movie is good, it'll make good box office? And then when we have movies like The Flash that come out that bomb at the box office, you never have any sort of argument for that. There's always just, oh, well, it just bombed. Well, if The Flash was so great and everybody loved it like you claim they do, you know, if everybody liked it, it has 81%. Who cares about Rotten Tomatoes, by the way? But if it's such a good movie like you claim, how come it didn't do so well at the box office, John? It's one of DC's biggest bombs ever. Regardless if you like the film or not, you have to acknowledge it's one of DC's biggest bombs ever. And a lot of people do not like that movie. You can like it all you want to, that's fine, but don't sit here and pretend like it's a good thing to bring back Andy Muschietti, the guy attached to one of the biggest DC bombs ever, to do Batman, your top dog. Like, you gave him a promotion, basically. He delivered one of the biggest flops in DC history, and you promoted him by giving him a Batman movie. Is that not insanity? That sounds pretty crazy to me. So yeah, that's about all I've got for you guys today. That's about it for John's terrible takes, at least for this time. I'm sure we'll have some more very soon. But yeah, Trying to defend Andy Muschietti's The Flash movie. Absolute insanity. Like, I don't hate that movie. I'm actually more positive on it than everybody else, but I still have to acknowledge it bombed horribly at the box office, and it has not looked that positively in 2026. There's absolutely no reason why you should ever want to be attached to that film. And James Gunn says The Flash is like the best movie he's ever seen. Those are from his mouth. You can tell because he's brought on the cinematographer from The Flash to do Superman. He's getting the writer for Batman. He grabbed the director of The Flash for his Batman movie. So clearly, he does love that movie, which is an absolute nightmare to think of as a DC fan, that the guy running the studio loves one of the biggest bombs, a very hated DC movie, The Flash 2023. So yeah, John Campea just all over the place with these terrible takes, saying it's okay if Supergirl and Clayface flop at the box office. What a joke. He's already trying to sweep it under the rug. Oh, it's okay, guys, if it flops. It's just these characters nobody cares about. Well, then why are they making movies about them, John? Why would you make movies about characters nobody wants to see? Do you not think it's a problem with your universe? That you're already conditioning the audience to skip some of your movies? That's kind of a bad sign, don't you think? So yeah, that's all I got for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts down below. And I'll see you guys next time.